Said I'd show you a good time. We'll split lanes for 100 fucking miles. That's what we'll do. We're literally just done 100 miles of lane splitting. Joys of an open face helmet. Right there. Tap the ball. The next time you potato. No.
That was ridiculous. I just decided a new topic for the channel. Not why I ride. I don't like riding. Honestly, in 4 hours, I think we lane split for 3 hours. That's definitely got to be one of the worst experiences riding.
So that's why we got a hotel tonight though, right?
Yeah.
Because we've done, what was it, 6-7 hour ride? 7 hours?
7.
7 hours.
7 hours.
See how good I look after 7 hours.
You're not going to get in a restaurant or anything like that. I'm loving this hotel. So posh downstairs. This is the basic room, and you got breakfast included. You know, you could get a 4-poster bed. I was trying for that, but you know, push my luck. Got a little tea, coffee area. Look how nice. Look, a bath. Can't tell you how hard that is to get when you're just travelling.
How good was that food?
That was amazing. It was definitely up there. One of the good meals.
Happy?
So happy.
How bad was the lane splitting? Let's just clarify, I'm not exaggerating. Half that journey was lane splitting.
Literally, let's just say, I always say to Mark, I don't mind going fast, I don't mind long journeys, there's no whinging coming from me. The only thing I hate is lane splitting. Mark knows it, and so generally he'll try to avoid it or just do it a little bit. I reckon about 3 hours. There was so many roadworks, and we were just literally, every time we'd just drive for 5 minutes and then it would just stop. I can't tell you how stressful it was. Like, I mean, obviously I'm not driving, but you know, you're just the passenger. My toes were curling. And it's just like when you go along and it's like everyone's going 20 miles an hour and you're just looking and someone's drifting across and then you're just thinking, oh, they're going to wipe us out. And then you go past and they're texting someone at 20 miles an hour. You know, you just think, you can't multitask. No. But yeah, no, it was
So we probably need a louder exhaust, don't we?
Yes. No, no, I'm not being funny. On your last bike, it was so loud.
So can we just clarify that? We probably need a louder exhaust.
Is that another thing?
We're probably going to have to get one, aren't we?
On your old bike, if you went down the road, it could set off alarms. At 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday, we were looking at all different areas and we made the decision we're going to come here. So normally if we're going to leave on a Friday, we'll normally chip up a bit early, do a couple of hours, stop at a travel lodge, and then you haven't got as much of a journey the next day. Mark said to me, to get to North Wales is 6 hours, Lisa. And if we leave work a bit early, if we go at 1 or 2, I reckon we could do it in one day. You know when you're like, oh, 6 hours, and obviously you've got stoppages, it's probably like 7.5. And I thought, oh, that seems a lot. And then he said to me, you know that hotel that you've always wanted to stay in, the Royal Oak, where I had breakfast a couple of years ago, that's been promising to take me. He went, if we go, we won't want to get a campsite. What about if I book that hotel? Didn't even think about it. I was just in. The sun is out. They did say it was going to rain on and off today, so fingers crossed. Tomorrow is going to be heavy rain, so I'm just not actually thinking about tomorrow.
Rather nice. Just been in here. Got a couple of these dry bags, lightweights. Driving up to North Wales yesterday, as we said, we were lane splitting for around 100 miles. That's on a 7-hour journey. It took us 7 hours, but we did brake twice for 20 minutes. Splitting at steady speeds, we had a good chance to see a lot of people's faces. One thing we both noticed was how many people looked sad, depressed, mad or angry. We did see one woman singing at the top of her voice and dancing as she drove. She almost swerved into us as she drifted lanes. She looked very happy. To be fair, she was a hippie and she had a car full of hippie shit, so I put her joy and poor driving skills down to the mushrooms. We did see the occasional dreamy-eyed middle-aged man look at the motorcycle and give an involuntary distant smile and wave as his wife carried on screaming at the kids in the back. To give some sort of comparison to the congestion in England, in the 2 weeks we spent in Italy, we only lane split for around 10 minutes, just once, and it was close to Rome. But the misery that filled the cars on the journey to Wales was quite surreal, to be honest. I mean, I didn't want a lane split for 3 hours, but at least I could. I kept moving, steady rolling, making my way along. Some folks got mad at the idea of us being able to keep moving through, so purposefully pulled across to cut off our route. So I'd drive round to the other side and tell them just what I thought of them through the driver's side window, and then keep moving anyway, keeping the dream of country roads alive in my mind. The other thing I couldn't help keep contemplating is how the UK is so greatly overpopulated. When a man can drive 230 miles and be in virtually stationary traffic for 100 miles, there really is a problem. The other 130 miles still in a constant flow of cars. But I realise how vastly different we are here to France, Spain, Italy, etc. There we saw nothing like this. This poor tiny island must soon sink and drown under its weight. There is but only one hope. Great Britain, you have to stop fucking. So alas, there is no hope. Just bought ourselves a couple of bags from little mountaineering shop, these little dry bags here. Basically, take a bit of weight off the back of the bike, like all the weight's right on the back, obviously, where the rack is with the bags. So I've took the tent out one, which is fairly heavy, and the blanket roll and our mats out, which are on the other side. I had spare rock straps, so it's only one clip to undo to take them off to get in the panniers. It's no big deal, but the ride's completely different now. balance that weight up, put the weight in the middle more. I mean, Lisa's fairly light, but that's took a lot of weight off the back. Ride's completely different. I just noticed yesterday, where this new rack is, where it tips up at the angle, the bags didn't sit as flat. So by taking the tent out of the bottom bag and putting it in there, it's made the bag sit flat again. But basically the weight was even further back. It was like kind of over here. And the bike felt like it could have fucking wheelied at any minute. I could have been Evel Knievel. But yeah, and it looks all right as well. And also they've got loads of room in. So if we wanted to take coats off or buy food, yeah, I'm happy with that. So we've just done it one way, we're going back the other way, and then we're going to look for a campsite. There's one I saw when I come here last time. I think it's called Garth Farm Campsite. It says online they're fully booked, but I'm going to just turn up and see if we can get in anyway. What a lovely day in North Wales. Absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad we come. We so nearly didn't come. The weather looked a bit grim. We were talking about Cornwall. Once we saw it, at first it said it was going to be raining here all the time, so we were talking about going to Cornwall. Cornwall looked wet, Devon looked wet, then we were going to go to Norfolk, but we sort of done Norfolk so many times. Lisa had never been to North Wales, but you know, it's supposed to be raining all day tomorrow. We'll deal with that. We'll just plot up in the tent, we'll go for some walks in our waterproofs, we'll do some lovely cooking, we'll make a nice curry, we'll just hibernate. But today we're making the most of riding around. Did try and talk Lisa into walking up Snowdon, but she's not interested in it. But in her defence, she did point out we've only got our motorcycle boots, which probably ain't going to be the best thing to walk up there in. But yeah, this is such a stunning part of Wales. I love South Wales. Like I think I've said before in other videos, we used to spend a lot of time in my younger days in South Wales at the waterfalls in Gleneath. But North Wales I've only been to a handful of times, and North Wales is just that bit more spectacular. The mountains are grander. The scenery's stunning here. Love to wild camp down here, but it's not really possible anywhere here to hide the motorbike. I wouldn't fancy leaving it in one of these lay-bys. But yeah, let's go and find this Garth Farm campsite. I'm having a little quiet prayer now that they let us in, because it's just one of the most scenic campsites. It looks like they've got loads of room, but it says online that they've not. But it might be the case they're only allowed a certain amount of tents, or only want a certain amount of people in, which is fair enough, but I can only try. I mean, it's clouded over a bit now, but just so lovely to be dry. So often you come to Wales and it's just, if you come to Wales, you've got to expect it to be wet, basically. You just have to think, I'm going to get wet. And we are going to get wet tomorrow, no doubt. But today, it's looking good. I mean, we could still end up wet today, but at the moment, it's just stunning. Fuck walking up here, though. I mean, not the walk, just the cars. Some of the big vans coming down, these people walking around bends. I mean, I guess that's what you do. But I wouldn't fancy walking up here into oncoming traffic. And this is the campsite up here on the right, so I actually have my fingers crossed now. Oh, come on, let us in. Let us in. God, that's tight, wasn't it? I was really hoping the car wouldn't come in then, I tell you. Oh. Wow. Yeah, jump off a sec, babe. I'll just go and park over there. We'll go and see if we can find reception. But I'm guessing it'll be at the house. We got in. Snowdon there. We're there. We can park the bike here. I'll bring it up in a minute. But we're going to go to the supermarket, get some food. But a beautiful lake over there. Hang on, there's some weirdo coming along.
Restaurant you could like waiting out.
Right, Lise, can you just explain the mood? There's a little mood going on today. What is it? You said something about weary. You had a nice night in a hotel and you're acting like all fucking tired today.
I just think yesterday might have caught up with me a little bit. Normal people did feel tired.
What's
after.
caught up with you?
I worked in the
Sitting in the
morning.
hotel,
No,
having luxury meal and...
I worked in the morning and then did 7 hours on the back of the bike like that.
It's only 7 hours.
Right.
They go on and on. So you think you were dehydrated? Right, that marina, just showed you what the sign is. Just really never thought about this before, but two types of people go to marinas. People like us walking by accident or necessity, like forced in there because you just want a coffee. And then there's marina people, they're a weird bunch of people. Posh people. And then wannabe posh people. 40 minutes for a coffee that was cold. Yeah, fine. Lisa, you got your helmet on. Really want cans. Freedom on offer. Camp leaving to the wind. How is that?
Beautiful. Really nice, but it's just a little bit chilly. So it's
Warmed you up.
just started to rain outside.
Snug there, isn't it? I think we're going to get some rain tonight. Tomorrow's supposed to be really, really heavy rain. It says really heavy rain, strong winds. That's what it says. Didn't like that at all. Lisa done well, that's all you left.
A bit loud.
Good. It's that point in the night where you go, I really don't want to go to the toilet until the morning. Tucked in the sleeping bag. This is what that song's about, called Help Me Make It Through the Night. Help me make it through the night. I don't want to get up 3 times tonight.